Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear student. Today we are going to start the presentation skills, and our topic is related to the presentation skills. So, first of all, before going to start our today's lecture, we will revise the previous lecture, and I'm not going to revise the whole lecture that we have learned in previous lecture, but just to give you the overview that what we have studied in our previous lecture. In our previous lecture, we have discussed about the role of grammar in the English communication skills. As you know, the without the proper grammar, we won't be able to speak correct English. Without correct English, we will never be understood, or the meaning of the sentences will keep on changing. So grammar gives a sense and meaning to our sentences. Without grammar, it's like a group of words, but with the application of grammar, they become useful sentences where the message is clearly understood and comprehend. So this means that the grammar is very important, and it is very important in not only in speaking but in writing, but in presenting something, but try to conveying the message, whatever the situation is, maybe the grammar is very important. So without the grammar and without the proper grammar, you cannot communicate in a true way, and the other person cannot understand what you are communicating to uh, the the audience, the person. Grammar is a huge topic, and it is very difficult to cover all the topic, but in our previous lecture we tried to give the bird eye view over various topics which are essential for the proper communication functions. So we have discussed what we have discussed in our previous lecture, like the parts of the speech, and the verb, and the sentences, and the types of the sentences, and the verb, the pronoun, the verb, adverb, adjectives, conjunction, interjection, articles. These are all those things that you are very familiar with, the basic grammar, and you learned a lot in your early classes. So this was our previous lecture. Now today our lecture is about the presentation skills. So let's start here with the quotation, and this is the quotation what are rightly said by Jerry Sinfield. At a funeral, most people would rather the guy in the coffin than have to stand up and give a eulogy. So, so would you rather be in the coffin than give you the eulogy? Mean that how to take the terror out of public speaking, how you take the terror out of the public speaking. That's that how he summarize uh, the terror of public speaking in a beautifully quotation, that he said, at a funeral most people would rather be the guy in the coffin than have the stand up and give a eulogy. So according to the most studies, people's number one fear is public speaking, and number two uh, is death. So death is number two. Does that sound right? And sometimes people think so, like this is a very difficult, and they have so hesitation that even they can't deliver a speech, they can't speak in a public gathering, they can't convey their message to the other people. So this means to to the average person, if you go to a funeral, you are better off in the casket than doing the eulogy. The ability to speak in public is probably the most rewarding skill you will ever learn. It will not only improve your career prospects but will also boost your self confidence. It and the social function at the and your social circle, and your family gathering, and your offices, and your colleagues, and your class fellows, whatever, wherever you go, this is the most important thing, that you must have the skills of public speaking. You must have the presentation skills. You must have the confidence that how to speak, that how to present your idea, that how to tell the people that what is your message. So, the self confidence at a social function, like you may never become the life and soul of the party, but at least you won't have to remain a wallflower. At least you should be the one who are involved in discussions, at least. So this is very important. Have you ever been nervous about a promotion because it involved public speaking? Ever been afraid to speak up in meetings, turn down an invitation to speak at your garden club or similar, uh, been unsure about proposing a toast or introducing and thanking a speaker? Then, for all these things, this presentation, this lecture will benefit you and will give you the tips and will give you the guidelines and will give you the confidence, self confidence. So, the self confidence comes from learning the correct way of doing things and how to avoid the hesitation, how to avoid the pressure on you. So this is the learning process. Without in a correct way of learning, you would not be able to overcome your pressure, to overcome your hesitation, and you will not get the confidence. So as you advance in your career, you might be expected to give presentations, deliver farewell speeches, compare functions, do media interviews, and yes, give eulogies. So there are a number of events in which you might be and you would be the person who is leading on the leading position, and you are addressing the people, you are giving the presentation, finally a project presentation, interview. So there are a number of so this is why the importance of presentation skills. Part 1, introduction. In this part, we will discuss about what is presentation, aim and importance of presentation, what can a presentation do for you, and the effective presentation skills. So let's start with what is presentation. If we generally define general definition, it is the process of presenting the content of a topic to an audience consisting of one or more persons. So it sometimes it utilizes some visual aid. It is generally a PowerPoint file containing all the slides for a given speech. So it reflects the image, the value, the visions. This is you can say the formal presentation. But as far as concerned the journal top generally, that what is presentation, actually the presentation mean that you are uh, telling or conveying your message to the audience, to the people, to your colleague, to your subordinates, to your family member, the message what you want to tell them. So if we talk about in a this is in a formal way, so this is oftenly used in like in marketing, like in interview, like in lecture presentation, lecture delivering, like in PowerPoint, like in final year project presentation, like you are presenting a research paper, so you are delivering speech in a public, motivating, like sometimes you would be the motivator speaker, sometimes you are a compare, sometimes you are guest speaker, sometimes you are so these are the number of events in which you would be present something. So this means that you are selling out yourself, that you are marketing yourself, that you are telling to the people that I am I can do, I what is my personality, because the presentation show your personality, your inner self, your vision, your value, your image, and your what actually the presentation is by inner self, not by outer self, because it is the whole confidence that and the whole courage you uh, have and you has, and then you will show it to the people. So this is if generally I can say it is the skill, and the skill can be enhanced through learning, can be enhanced through motivation, can enhance through proper guidelines, through you can practice. So it all needs practice, it all needs learning, it all need that if you want to become a good speaker, if you want to become a good presenter, so it needs practice a lot. So uh, you must follow the rules and regulations, because the number of rules and regulations, there are a lot of books, and people gave their ideas that how to present, and in the kinds of the presentation, there are a number of types of the presentation, that when you are presenting, when you are marketing, in the field of marketing, when you are in the project presentation, when you are in research paper presentation, when you are giving the sad speed, when you are in a farewell speech. So this is everything is different, and the number of types of the presentation. So it depends upon time and topic, and the gathering and the audience. So this is how. So everything need you can do with the need of time, with the time, situation, space. So do uh, act like this. Aims of presentation: to transfer information, to communicate views, to influence another mind. Emphasis is not on transmission but on reception and understanding by audience, so that uh, your message is understood, remembered, and acted upon. So the aim of presentation is to transfer the information, generally transfer the message, to communicate your view, your point of view, your idea, your message, to influence the another mind, to influence your subordinates, to influence the people, to influence the audience. So it emphasis is not on transmission but on reception and understanding by audience, so that when your audience uh, uh, would not understand your message, what you have delivered, what you have presented, then it would be your presentation would be useless. So your message is understood, remembered, and acted upon, and people admire that the way you presented and the message and the topic you have chosen. So it's very important. Everything is important in presentation. So in this slide, uh, the importance of presentation, formal method to bring people together, to monitor, uh, to plan your idea, to monitor, and uh, to review. And this is the fast and effective method of getting things done. So first of all, when it is the formal way of you are going to present something. So first of all, you should plan. What is your planning? You should plan according to the your topic of the presentation, that either you are a boss, either you are a class, you are a student, you are a teacher, and you are a manager, you are a marketing person. So according to what type of the formality, so you should plan it according to that very formality. You should know what are the rules and regulations of that very formality. Then monitor, so it is also for the monitor purpose, when sometimes presentation for the monitor purpose, and then you review what you are going to presenting, what is the uh, uh, topic, what are the content of your topic, and what is the material you are going to use, and what is the core idea of your topic. So you should review it, and the project, and it should be like a project, and it is the fast and effective method of getting things done. So in this way you can easily achieve what you would not be achieved in any other way. So this is the way that you are attracting the people, that you are that this is the skill that you are that in so fascinating way that people, you are attracting the people, and people are listening to you. And so this is very important, that you should uh, plan everything. Without planning, it would be very difficult to attract the people, and to comprehend the people, and that your audience would not understand what you are going to deliver and what you are going to present. What can presentation do for you? So the main thing is, it's it puts you on a display, it puts you on a test, it put you on a coffin, like it put you on a death situation. So when you are in public, and when you are in the front of audience, then there you will feel a lot of pressure, then you will lose the confidence, then you will it would be difficult for you to 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 present yourself, if you will not what we have discussed in our previous slide. So if you will not properly prepare yourself, it would be difficult to show yourself. So when you are in a display, then you will speak with your, not with your words, but not uh, this time you will speak with your mind. This time you will speak with your heart. This time you will speak with your all confidence. So your body language, your actions, your pronunciation, your display, your pitch, your volume, everything will be considered, and that's why that you can attract the people. So it allows you to initiate discussions. The object of the presentation is what can presentation do for you. uh, it allows you to initiate discussion, ask questions, raise issues, invite views. So when you going to present something that people will be involved in discussion, then they will ask you a question what you have already presented, and they will raise issues, they will criticize you, they will and you are going to invite them that the audience that you should tell your views. So this is the way it gives you a chance to speak your mind. It gives you a chance to speak with your heart. So this is the way that you can sell out yourself, you can market out yourself, that you can show the people that you are the guy and you are the person that who can lead, that you are the leader. So when you are in a on a display, then you would be the leader. So when you are leader, so act like a leader. So as you know, uh, leader is the only one person who can lead whole, the whole masses. So uh, you must learn the skills of leadership, you must learn the skills of presentations, you must practice it, and you must be so confident that the audience can be easily impressed with your presentation, and they can easily understand what are you going to presenting to them. Effective presentation skills. So in effective presentation skills, your language should be precise use of language, knowledge of subject matter, what and what is your core idea, what is the topic of your presentation. You must have the knowledge about. If you don't have the knowledge, if you did not study it, if you are just taken the slides from the net, and you did not study it, and you don't know what are you going to present, that it would be useless. Logical and organized thought process, that there must be logical reasoning, uh, that it would not be like somebody going to think like that you are a fool, and you are going to make the fool making make fool the masses. So it would be in a logical way, it would be organized, your thought process. Clarity of speech, your speech should be clear. Conviction, so it is very necessary that your belief should be strong. If you don't have the strong belief, then conviction means your strong belief. So if your belief is strong, then you will have the more confidence, and then you will have the more skills to convey your message in a way that you can attract the people, you can easily impress the people, you can easily impress the audience. Brevity, and your mm, uh, and whatever is your conviction, it should be in concise, that it so when you have the strong belief, then your belief, you should have the quality that you should be brief or be concise. So in a way that you present, that it would be a concise. Attractive and effective audio visual aids. So it is very necessary that the audio or visual aids should be attractive and in an effective manner. Empathy towards the audience, that your audience can easily understand what you are going to present. Part 2, preparing a presentation. Planning a presentation. In this part we will discuss about the planning a presentation, 12 steps to organize presentations types, and then we will discuss the types of the presentation. So what is the planning of the presentation? Planning a presentation. Number one, the imperatives of the plannings. What are the rules and the principles of the planning? That facts. Uh, Number one, the facts. Very important things. What are the facts of your presentation? What are the core idea of your presentation? What is the topic of your presentation? What is the importance of your presentation? What is the you are going to present? What is the core idea, and what is the knowledge you are? What is the message you are going to deliver? So this is the facts, the main thing, and the number two is your style. What is your style? And that it's matter that your style, the way you are presenting, or you are in a very aggressive way you are going to present, you are in a very lazy way you are presenting, your way of presentation is careless, your way of presentation is just to read out the PowerPoint slide, just to in a shyness way, and just in a hesitational way. So all these will show your personality, and so this is very important, that your style should be like this, that you should all these weaknesses, overcome all these weaknesses in your style. And your pace should be in a way that the audience can easily understand, and it should not be so slow, and it should not be so fast, and it should be in a middle way, that should be attractive. And the tone, your tone should be in a that pleasant tone, and your tone should be like this, that your tone should not be there like that you are very in a very anger mood, or in a very aggressive mood. So it should be moderate, should be so good that the you can attract the audience. And the tactics, the way the technical way uh, mm, that you are going to use in your presentation, to that people, you are going to motivating the people, that what are the tactics you are going to use for your presentation, that you can easily attract the people. And what are you selling, what are you marketing, what are you either you are in interview, either you are giving the presentation to your subordinate, or you are giving the presentation to your teacher, or it is the finally a project presentation. So either you are in corporate sector, either in your in a family gathering. So it depends upon the time and situation, and the audience to whom you are going to present. So mm, so according to that way your audience, you would use the tactics. So the timing is matter. You would not it The timing is matter, because when you are going to present something, if it is so lengthy that people get bored, and if it is so tired, some, and people get annoyed, and they are leaving uh, your side, and they are just, and you will feel that some people are not listening, some people are sleeping, some people are uh, just time passing. So it the matter, the time is matter. So you should plan your time, you should finish your presentation in a suitable time that audience not get bored. Formulate your objective statement of purpose, simple, concise, and unambiguous. Unambiguous, ठीक है? So it would be that your purpose is clear, it would be simple, it would be concise, and there would not be any ambiguity or any thing that is not clear. So it would be clear. Identify your audience. You should identify your audience. What are your audience? Either your audience are public, general public, your audience are the very well educated people, your audience are your teachers, your examiner, your audience are your subordinates. So you should identify your audience, and you should give your presentation according to uh, no, so to the your audience. So focus is the key. So you should focus on the thing, then you will get the good result. The structure we have already discussed, the overview, the lead, the thesis statement, and the internal structure, the end structure. So when you are going to present the when you are going to making the presentation on PowerPoint, or it is the formal presentation show, so then you should remember all these rules, that the structure of your presentation, the overview of your presentation, general overview, uh, and the lead, what is uh, the main thing you are going to presenting, and the thesis statement, the core idea, and the internal structure, what is the inside of your speech, and the end structure at the end you would conclude it. So in this way you can easily give the good presentation. 12 steps to organized presentation. So every step is a for your information, for your knowledge. So you should keep it in your mind where you're going to making the presentation, or when you are going to delivering speech or presentation. So think about the audience. The main thing is what are your audience. We have already discussed. I'm not going to giving the explanation on this. And determine the purpose. What is the purpose of your presentation? uh, this is for the purpose to for marketing purpose, for subordinate purpose, to that they are not in a way that they are not properly work. The environment of your institution or environment of your organization is in going to convert in a political environment, and peoples are involved in other activities. So what is the main purpose of your speech? And so either you are going to present the final year project presentation, either you are going to give the presentation of your communication skills teacher. So what is your purpose? Either you are going to speech or on farewell speech, either it is the you are compare, either you are a motivational speaker. So what is the purpose of your speech or presentation? List the details. So then list it down, then group the details, then group it, and order the details. When everything is in order, then it would be seems good, and it would be get attracted the people. Name the topics. So name is very important. Without that I'm giving the lecture on the presentation skill, so this is the name of my topic. So sequence the topic should be in sequence. If it is not in sequence, that if yesterday I've recorded the lecture of I'm also teaching the mercantile law. So in mercantile law, I recorded the lecture on Partnership Act, and in this lecture we have discussed about the registration and the dissolution of the firm. So, so uh, this is the sequence. If I in the first sequence the registration and the second sequence is the dissolution of the firm. So if I am delivering the lecture on first, I tell my student that what is the dissolution of the firm, and then uh, at the end I tell them that what is the registration. So it would be like an odd. So this is very necessary that your sequence, every topic should be in sequence. What comes first, what comes next, this you should keep it in your mind. Write thesis statement, we have already discussed. Write the lead and the end structure, we have already discussed. So what is the lead and what is the end structure? And number 10, plan the paragraphs, topic, sentences, transitions and reminders. So everything should be planned, as your sentences, your paragraph and your topic. And number 11, plan the visuals. You are going to show the visuals, and practice, tape and edit. So the main thing is that you should practice it again and again, and when so practice makes a man perfect. So if you would be in the process of practice, then you will get more confidence, and it would be easy for you uh, to improve yourself. Kinds of presentation. There are a number of kinds and types of the presentation, but we will discuss here the sequential argument, hierarchical decomposition, question oriented, pyramid, and the Matty sandwich. So, one by one, we will discuss the sequential argument. One of the simplest structures is that of sequential argument, which consists of a series of linked statements ultimately leading to a conclusion. So this is related to the sequence. So series of linked statements, and at the end you would conclude it. So this is the kind of presentation is called sequential or sequence uh, argument presentation. Number two is the hierarchical decomposition. This is related to hierarchy. Hierarchy means it is hierarchical decomposition. The main topic is broken down into subtopics, and each subtopics into smaller topics, until eventually everything is broken down into very small basic units. So this is the main topic is you are dividing in subtopics, 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 and then it would be divided into a very small basic unit. So this is a hierarchical decomposition, and you know this is the hierarchy in organization, that in top authority is the chancellor, then vice chancellor, then chairman, then manager, then lecturer. And I am talking about the academic institution, like in our university in SSK in like in the hierarchy you would see like this. So this is I am going to explain that, and what is the hierarchical decomposition presentation is like this. So question oriented, the aim of many presentation given by managers is to either explain a previous decision or to seek approval for a plan of action. In these cases the format can be question oriented. So this is oftenly in corporate sector, in business sector and organizations, when a boss is already given some plan they are taking out, and the actions acted upon, then they again they call the meeting and they give the presentation. So they would ask the question that should we do like this and this. So this is he want to give the opinion of the subordinates, or want to get the approval from the higher authority. So it would be like this. Pyramid in a newspaper, this is oftenly used in the story is introduced in its entirety in a catchy first paragraph. The next few paragraphs repeat the same information, only given further details to each point. The next section repeats the entire story again, but developing certain themes within each of subpoints and again adding more information. This is repeated until the reporter runs out of story. The editor then simply decides upon the news worthiness of the report and cuts from the bottom to the appropriate number of column inches. So this is the pyramid presentation is like this. So this is divided in a so in attractive way. Actually, the main theme and the main point is divided in a way that people can get attracted and they involve it and they try to listen you and they go from start to the end. So there are two main advantages to this style for presentation. Firstly, it can increase the audience receptiveness to the main ideas, and the second advantage is that the duration of the talk can be easily altered by cutting the talk in exactly the same way as the newspaper editor might have done to the news story. So this is the main object of this type of presentation. So this like in this, the Matty sandwich, the simplest and the most direct format remains the Matty sandwich. This is the simple beginning, middle, and format in which the main meat of the exposition is contained in the middle and is preceded by an introduction and followed by a summary and conclusion. This is really the appropriate format for all small subsections and all the previous structures. So this is oftenly used in the simplest way of presentation when this uh, sometime it is formal, sometime it is not formal. So this is called the Mehdi sandwich. So that's it for today. Inshallah, in next topic is also related with this. So the next is very important. So that's it for today. The beginning, we have already discussed all these things. The slides are there. So the five main elements are get their attention, establish a theme, present a structure, create a report, and unshared in administrative details. So we have already discussed all these. So at the end, the ending summary of the main points, conclusion and recommendations, and finish with a flourish. So your conclusion should be like this, that in a way that it would be attractive and in a flourishing way.